case. It's time for Law and Order. SVU, no. Law and Order. Crime. Criminals do murder things. Yeah. Dun dun dun. I'm gonna Phoenix right now. Dun dun dun. Trying to get through the second game. Dun dun dun. Yes, let's play some Phoenix. Right. Phoenix right tonight. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Okay, so last time we finished the second case and we started the third case, which involved the murder at a circus. So now that's what we're gonna do. Ew, this place is gross. Oh, this must be because of last night. Well, they didn't have time to clean up after dinner because of the murder. That reminds me, what was it that Mo said? He said that yesterday morning, Max clonked Ben over the head here. He also said that there's gotta be something interesting there. Nick, what's gotta be interesting? Don't ask. Let's take a look around. Oh, this is strange. There's nothing on top of this stand. Look here, Max is written on it. It must be his VIP table. Isn't it a bit small to be a VIP table? You wouldn't be putting a 10-course meal on this. Well, he could still eat hamburgers, right? I mean... Keep our cafeteria clean. It doesn't seem like anyone ever read this sign, huh? Maybe they should make it easier to understand. Clean it or die. Well, that would definitely make them clean up. There are dirty dishes all over the place. It must have been too hectic last night to clean up. You know, I can't stand a mess, Nick. I think you and I should clean this place up for them. Why do we have to clean it up? 1, because I hate dirty cafeterias, and 2, because 1 bears repeating. But this is a crime scene. We can't clean it up. We have to preserve it for evidence. You know, I really hate dirty cafeterias. Not as much as I hate cleaning dirty cafeterias. A bulletin board for, bulletins. It doesn't look like there's any useful clues posted here. Boring. Maybe we should leave a juicy tidbit for someone to read. Juicy? You know, like a fake clue. Maybe something like, message from the killer. Give it up, my, you know Gumshoe would take it all seriously. Looks like they've left it exactly as it was on the night of the murder. They didn't seem too worried about cleaning up the dishes, did they? Looking at all these dishes is making me hungry. Let's go get a burger at the snack stand outside. Once we're finished with the case. Alright, then let's get this over with, Nick. Here we go. Wow! Where's the mute button when you need it? What's this? Must be a juice bottle or something? That's right. They had to take out all messages, references to alcohol, and they called it grape juice. For kids much? Must be a juice bottle or something. Watch out, Nick! There's broken glass all over the floor. A broken bottle just lying in the middle of the floor. Do you think it means anything? Oh, there's gotta be something interesting there? Huh? It looks like we're gonna have to go back and meet with him. Him? Broken bottle, an orange juice bottle that was not broken. God, it's goddamn wine. Oops. The chair's been knocked over. That's what it looks like. It almost looks as if someone knocked it over in a struggle, or used it for self-defense. Or maybe Regent just likes to eat his dinner in the cafeteria. Why, Maya, why? The kitchen's over here. Everyone must have taken turns cooking. There's a duty list posted here. I wouldn't mind trying my hand at cooking for this many people. Maya's killer hamburger. You'd try it, wouldn't you? Maybe. I think that's all we're gonna find for here. Yep. Would you mind taking a look at this? Hi. I guess we won't need you to look at this after all. Maybe we should ask, yep. Oh, it's my two sweeties. Welcome to the detention center. Did you just call me a sweetie? Again? What's on today's agenda? What can I help you with? Well, we've gathered quite a few clues. Wonderfully fantabuloso! I mean, fabulous. Well, that's why we came to meet with you again. What's wrong? Quit making such a scary face. Okay then, Max, let's make this absolutely fabulous. What about this? Fabulous. You'd like me to sign this for you? Ugh. I guess that's not it. Can I ask you what you do with such an exorbitant salary? We've already covered this point. I'm paying off my father's debt. How could he possibly have such a large amount of debt? For example, say you rented a video, and perhaps you forgot about it for, say, a short period of about 10 years. You would have the biggest late fee known to man. It's kind of like that. Wow, now I can see how you can get that much debt. That makes sense. Now, wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense. Maximilian Galactica, no matter when you see me, you get shivers, don't you? The silk hat, the cloak, the white roses on my chest. They're my symbols. You know I had to cut the number of symbols to 3. Really? You had quite a few to begin with then, huh? Well, I thought that you could never have too many symbols. Sunglasses, beauty mark, soft pillows for lips, a beard, buck teeth. I give all sorts of symbols a shot. But I forgot when I put on my makeup, everyone would forget who I am. That's awful, especially for a magician. Ah, this is my silk hat. It's the only one of its kind in the world. It's one of my most prized possessions. This silk hat proves that I was somewhere else. Where did you find this, sweetie? They found it at the murder scene. Well, I don't know nothing about nothing! Oh, Max is so pathetic like this. Max must be really confused. Didn't he have... Yeah, he did have. We heard a lot about you at the circus, Max. Ah, you must mean from the dinosaurs. So, how were those Jurassic geriatrics? Max, you aren't very popular with the other performers, are you? Yes, sweetie, that's what they call jealousy. Jealousy. They are absolutely jealous of my absolutely fabulous self. People who really understand can see the obvious difference between us. People who really understand? For instance, my sweetie pie. So Regina understands him, huh? I plan on getting married to her. She is truly my sweetie pie princess. Wow, that's so cool! It's already in the works. Oh? That's strange. Regina never said anything about actually marrying this joker. You met with the Ringmaster on the night of the murder? Yes, I was with him around 10 p.m. once I was done with practice. I went to his room right after we finished. They found the Ringmaster's body in the plaza in front of the lodging house. Yeah, I heard about that. He needed to step out for a bit, so I waited in his room for him to return. Huh? Sorry, Max. I have something I have to attend to right now. Do you mind waiting for me right here? It's pretty cold outside. Where's your coat? It's alright. I'll be right back. It should only take about 10 minutes. And then, I waited for him, but he never came back. Did he go to the plaza where the body was discovered? Possibly. The snow had tapered off a bit, but it was still very cold outside. But I have no idea what he went off to do. Let's see if we can... BAM! Alright, you. Meeting with Russell. Last night, you met with the Ringmaster, correct? To negotiate your salary and such. Exactly! We reached an agreement about the salary for my 6-month-old contract. That's the truth? The whole truth. What do you mean? You just went to his office to negotiate your new salary? I hate lies, and I hate liars even more. What are you insinuating? Do you have any proof that I did something other than negotiate my fee last night? The answer is that. That's... It was on the table in the Ringmaster's room. You weren't lying when you said that you received quite a raise. Is there a problem with being well compensated? Well, not with the compensation, just with the date. This is dated a week ago. Max, you finished your contract negotiations a week ago. Fabulous. All right, I'll tell you the truth. That night, the Ringmaster called me to his room. He called you? Why did he do that? Sorry, sweetie, that's private. The Ringmaster called him? I wonder if there was some sort of problem. Max, perhaps you could share with me what you two spoke about. Well, not if I don't have to. Isn't this why the Ringmaster called you into his room last night? Take that! Isn't this why you were called into the Ringmaster's room last night? Where did you get that? The cafeteria. But you already knew that, didn't you? Oh, of course. It fell and broke on the floor. He's still hiding something else. Max, what is it, my sweetie? It didn't fall and break on the floor. You used this bottle too. Take that! Attack Ben. Ben. You nailed him over the head with this bottle, didn't you? And that's why you got called to the Ringmaster's room last night. That night. Fabulous! You might as well be a magician! Got him! Yes! No penalties. The truth is, yesterday morning during breakfast, we had a run-in. You mean you had a fight with Ben, the ventriloquist? You could put it that way. Why did you fight with him? Ben seems like such a quiet man. We fought about my sweetie pie. You mean Regina? That ill-bred creep told my sweetie pie princess that he was in love with her. Would you put up with that? Ill-bred? Are you talking about the same Ben? Told her he was in love with her? Are you sure this is the same Ben that we're talking about? All I can say is that he made me mad, and I had to tap him on his hard head. That's when the Ringmaster called me and I realized it was my chance. Your chance? That's when I went to his room and I laid it out all on the table. I asked him to let me marry my sweetie pie. What? The Ringmaster told me that it sounds good to me. That's why my sweetie pie is my sweetie pie, and no one else's. I see. He's 21 and she's 16. Weird. But also, Japan doesn't really care about age differences like America does. Since Ben was causing me so much trouble, I realized I had to shut him up. Shut him up? What do you mean by shut him up? You don't know, do you, my sweeties? Trilo can't say a word, not without Ben. Trilo? The puppet, the ventriloquist puppet. His real name is Trilo Quist. Ben Trilo Quist. But a puppet doesn't talk. I know, that's why I hid it. Before the police came and took me away, of course. If that puppet started flapping off at the balsa, I'd be screwed. You hit him? You mean the ventriloquist puppet? You were so smart, sweetie. Where did you hide him? What? Sweetie, you aren't thinking of trying to add him to my defense, are you? Well, Ben does seem awfully lonely without his puppet. Fabulous! Oh, that should have taught him a lesson. Okay, I hid Trilo in the Ringmaster's room. You don't mind going there and getting Trilo for me, do you, sweets? No problem. None at all. Thank you, Max. You know I can't stand to see my sweeties in a jam. Then don't go hiding puppets. Huh? Ben's not here anymore. Yeah, I wanted to ask him something. It's cold out. He's probably in the tent. I suppose he could be. What do you think, Nick? I wonder if we've been making any progress. Oh, don't be so negative. Of course we're making progress. But everyone loved the Ringmaster, and there's no sign of footprints on the scene. There's still a lot of mysteries left to be solved. Of course. And now Regina isn't here. I'm not seeing how that's related. It looks like the same as always. A great big mess. Considering how messy it is, I bet they wouldn't notice if another poster went missing. Will you just stop it, you poster pilferer? I'm just kidding. You know I already got one of the posters. You mean stole one of the posters. Yeah, let's focus on what Max told us. He said that he hid Trilo somewhere in this room. Trilo. Oh, the ventriloquist puppet. No. Can I see what that is now? No? Okay. Nick, look at all the cute trophies. Indeed, just look at all the awards the circus has won. We saw this already. Is that mean there's something new here? Oh, there's something shoved under the bookshelf. This is... That's Trilo. That's Ben's puppet. I think you're right. We'll give it back to him later. Trilo. Give it to Maya. Why do I have to carry this thing? 'Cause I said so. Oh, hey, Ben! Hello. Hello to you, too. It's awfully cold today, don't you agree? Yes, I do agree. Don't you think it's cold, Nick? I don't see how talking about the weather is helping our case. Let's give him the goddamn puppet. Piranha, hello! You're just in time for the circus. The circus of truth. Ah, Ben, this is yours, isn't it? Yes, that's mine. Well, here you go. Triloquist, return to Ben. Alright, Maya, let's get going. It's that time, isn't it? See you around, Ben. Oh, okay. So, Nick, where are we going to next? Let's see. Maybe we should go talk to the clown once again. Hey, wait! Who said that?
What are you looking at? I'm right here, you blind wench! What's your problem anyways? Don't you know how to properly grade someone?
Ben? Is that you, Ben? No, I would never.
It was me! Yeah, me! Down here!
You're Trilo.
That is Mr. Quist to you, sir! Learn some manners before you just blurt out my name! Now try speaking to me again, and this time with some proper respect!
Oh, not again. Oh, Mr. Quist, is that better?
No! Look at me when I'm talking to you, you 8-bit excuse for an attorney!
Trilo, we talked about insulting people. You promised!
But he was mocking me! Not being mean to bullies was not included in the deal!
I'm sorry, Trilo. Nick, what just happened? Trilo's still a puppet, right?
Hey! Who you think you're calling me a puppet?
Oh my god. Tell us what you know about the murder?
You talking to me? I think you're talking to me? Oh, don't look at him when you're talking to me.
Triloquist, you behave, young man.
Shut up, Woody! What murder you talking about? You mean the one where they offed the old man?
I guess so.
No need to make such a fuss about things. That old mutt paid us all peanuts.
Trilo, you can't say things like that. I didn't raise you to be that kind of puppet.
Don't you have nori pills or something to take right now?
These two are really an odd couple, aren't they, Nick?
Okay, I'll talk. Gramps got clobbered over the head. Let me lay it all out for you. The pay sucks, the clown sucks, and my partner has his hand up my ass.
Your partner? You mean Ben?
Yeah, the creepy old guy who never finds it in himself to leave me alone. Tell him to back off from me, will ya? He's just another one for the dogs around here.
My.
But I'll be fair. In this cesspool of human garbage masquerading as performers, I found my Madonna.
Your Madonna?
Regina, my lovely Regina. She is stunning, right, Ben?
Well, I'm not sure if I would go that far.
You'll have to excuse him. He doesn't understand what he speaks. I, on the other hand, am an appreciator of true beauty. Hence, why I shall marry her.
The Trilo, stop being like that. I get paid coin. One leftover slice of pizza with tons of bites in it a day. They sure do.
Mary? The Ringmaster got knocked upside his cheap head by that flying fraud.
You mean Max Galactica? Why do you say that? Trilo, straighten up. Don't accuse people like that.
Straighten up? I was made of wood. Besides, you were there. You know what happened.
You were there?
If you're that interested, then I'll let you in on the facts.
You're going to marry Regina?
That's right. She doesn't quite realize the joy that awaits her, does she?
I think I'm beginning to see why she's in trouble. Well,
I don't care. It's my choice, not hers. We're getting hitched.
I know you think that, but... But what?
I gave her a special gift. I gave her the wonderful gift of song.
You gave her a song?
Well, I am a renowned tenor. You'll be happy to know that I've decided to grace you with one of my songs. Me, 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 me. I want you to touch me. I want you to kiss me. I want you to... The rest is private.
Well, the melody's pretty good. But those lyrics, I think they need a little work.
Who asked you? I'm the artist here.
Thanks. Now that Trilo's here... does that mean you can talk normally now?
Hey, buttface! Ah! You must be looking forward to tomorrow, aren't you, Mr. Ambulance Chaser? No, it's time to get rid of that pesky magician once and for all.
Trilo?
Enough jibber-jabber, let's get to court already.
Hey! Wait a second! Nick, what's going on? He's a witness for tomorrow's trial. Oh boy.
Oh, is that all you get paid? You get paid peanuts? Well, too bad. I ain't afraid of no 2-bit, 8-bit piranha plant. I'll pluck you. I'll hit you with the weed whacker. You'll be swimming with the fishes.
What in the world happened with Ben and Trilo? Well, quite a pair, those two. What did... Was that a monkey? Hey, Raccoon's here. Oh, hey, Raccoon. Oh, no. Now what?
Ah! No! Hey! What the...
Did I just get mugged by a monkey?
Hey, welcome back, Nick.
The monkey,
Ah! My badge! That monkey stole it! What? Mr. Attorney, that face was so cute. You look so completely dumbfounded.
Regina?
You! The monkey!
Hey, no need to get angry, okay? But my attorney's badge. Don't worry, I'll help you out. Okay, if you say so. If I don't get my badge back, how can I flash it?
By the way, the monkey's name is Money. Money the monkey.
His name is Money? The monkey is called Money?
Yes.
Well, the rich ape just stole my attorney's badge. Mind if I get that back?
I'll see what I can do.
even if I have money problems. Huh? Whenever Money sees something shiny, he takes it back home. That's pretty funny. Well, I guess I'll just have to find out where Money disappeared to. I think that's your best bet. You should probably ask Uncle Bo. He might know. Huh? You don't know? Well, Money isn't exactly someone I am on friendly terms with. What? He's not really the kind of animal I work with, even if he does need taming. Oh, I see. Go to Moe's. I guess it is time that I revisit that kooky clown. Do you mind telling us a bit about Ben? Ben? You mean the guy that's always hanging around with Trilo? What do you mean hanging around? Well, he was there when Trilo told me that he was in love with me. Trilo told you he was in love with you? Yes, he did. Kinda cute, don't you think? He's so smart, and he's such a wonderful singer. I love him. But what about Ben? What about Ben? He's got nothing to do with me loving Trilo. Like sand through the hourglass, so were the days of the circus. Regina, you were proposed to, weren't you? Proposed to? No, that wouldn't be for a while. Huh? Really? That's strange, isn't it, Nick? Yeah, Max and Trilo both said otherwise. They said they asked for her hand in marriage. Ah, but Max only talked to the Ringmaster about it. Oh, I forgot about that. He asked if the Ringmaster for her hand, but not Regina directly. So I guess Trilo hasn't asked her directly yet. What? He's gonna propose to me? I'm so confused. How about you, Maya? Huh? What? Well, who do you think I should go for? Max or Trilo? Wait. You do realize that Trilo is, puppet. Huh? I don't care that he's a bit stiff. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. What is going on in this circus? I do like this case, but this case is like my least favorite Phoenix Wright case. It's good. It's not great. You don't watch this case, you couldn't get me mad. I think Piranha did see some of it. Did you see Maximilian Galactica hitting on Maya? But, well, we do know that Max has a thing for Regina, so I guess Maya is safe. I guess. Huh? Detective Gumshoe took off already. Yeah, probably because we ditched him earlier. I bet he and the other cops got lonely and headed back to the precinct.
Oh my! If it isn't Mr. Right all the time!
Ugh.
It's alright to be wrong every now and then, right?
See, Nick? It just took a while for the joke to find its audience.
So what can I do for you? Do you remember a good joke you wanted to tell me? Pull up a chair, or maybe just pull my finger and let me have it.
We're gonna get the same sound effect either way, aren't we?
How'd you know I put a whoopee cushion on the chair? You really know what it takes to be a clown, don't you?
Jesus Christ. So, about Regina?
Oh, Regina is such a pure, innocent child.
She's such a cutie, too.
Well, she was born and raised in the circus, you know. But that means she doesn't really know much about the world outside the big top.
Sounds like Pearly.
Well, for her, every child's dream of the circus is her everyday reality.
She lives in a dream world?
Well, she sees dancing wild animals, men flying through the air, and one very funny clown every day. The funny thing is, that all seems normal to her because it's her everyday life.
I guess that explains why she thinks she can marry a ventriloquist puppet.
Well, don't ask me if her reality is a good thing or a bad thing, though. A clown sees life simply, without complications.
Have you ever heard of a monkey named Money?
Oh, yes! Money!
He stole my attorney's badge.
Well, Money does love shiny objects. It makes sense that he'd swipe your badge. Oh, but under no circumstances can you chase after him.
Huh? Why's that? Oh, I know. You don't want to get involved in any monkey business, right?
Exactly! Bravo, bravo! Enough joking around, though. Money isn't considered a member of Regina's family.
Then who does he belong to?
Well, I'll be happy to take you to where his owner's staying.
You mean right now?
Well, of course. Well, shall we go?
Shall we go with him now or wait a while? Let's go. Yeah, Regina's 16 and Max is 21. I don't know if Trilo really counts. Ben's 31, but Trilo, I don't know what Trilo's age is. But either way, you also have to think about it that Japan doesn't really care about the age difference like we care about the age difference. Or even, I don't know if the UK is like America, but yeah, Japan don't care as much.
Huh. Well, this is it. Well, what's wrong, Mr. Wright?
I can't breathe.
Don't be such a wimp. You only had to climb 2 flights of stairs. Anyways, this is the place. Acro's room.
Acro?
He's an acrobat. It seems like he's not around today.
Oh, that's a big pile of junk over in the corner.
Well, I don't think it'd be wrong to assume that Phoenix and stuff is over there too. Just be careful to make sure you've got the right stuff.
Thanks, Mo. See you later. Money the Monkey, a monkey who takes care of Acro. Habitually gathers all sorts of shiny objects. Holy cow! There's a fork and a mirror. Everything's shiny. There's even a really cheap-looking knockoff wristwatch. Look at this. It's a trophy, and it's really heavy. Nick, I found it. Your badge. It's right here. Oh, thank God. Thanks. You really saved me. Huh? What's the matter? Did you find something? Yeah. Check this out. It's a ring. There's something engraved on it. From T to R. Well, I think it's about time we wrap up our investigation. Do you think we'll win in court tomorrow? Who knows? Even I can't imagine what kind of testimony will come out tomorrow. I'm guessing Mo will be a witness in court tomorrow. Mo and maybe the puppet? Don't worry, Nick. No matter what, we've still got a magician on our side. That's good, because we might need some magic tomorrow. Dun 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 dun. Fucking nonce. Nonce indeed. December 29th, 9:43 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 5. Good morning, Max. Max? Milk? What? If I don't have a glass of milk before I go on stage, I just can't function, sweetie. Stage? Don't worry, there won't be a stage. All you have to do is sit down. I guess. Nick? Max is really nervous. Well, that's understandable. Hey, my sweeties! What? You don't think I should fly, do you? Huh? You know, you've got to make a good first impression. When I enter the room, maybe I should fly in and warm up the crowd a little. No. We can't have you flying around the courtroom. It just wouldn't be right. Imagine if you hit someone. Don't worry, Max. Just do what Nick says and everything will be okay. Oh, sweetie. What is it this time, Max? Why don't you try flying into the courtroom? I can see it now. The dashing young lawyer flying fabulously in from above. One glimpse of that and everyone in the room will be on your side. Max, really? No one needs to fly today. Nick? What's with that look in your eyes? I like the sound of that. Dashing young lawyer, flying fabulously. Court time! Smack! And now in the case of one... What? Ow! Your Honor, get on with it! Oh, sorry, I just realized that the defendant's name is Billy Bob Johns. Oh, so? That's so? Well, isn't the defendant also known as Maximilian Galactica? Yes, Your Honor, he does often go by that name. You know, my grandchild is a huge fan of his. I think everyone here wouldn't mind if we called the defendant Maximilian Galactica. Schmack! It sounds more friendly. I wonder if that's our advantage? Miss Von Karma, your opening statement, if you please.
I hope you didn't bother thinking you'd win this one, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Huh?
That spirit channeling trial was a sham. I refuse to acknowledge its legitimacy. It did not count. Do you hear me?
She must still be upset about what happened last time.
You have no chance. Zero. Zilch. Nada. I'm not losing this case. Why, you ask? Because it is not in the nature of a Von Karma to lose at anything.
I guess being born with the name Von Karma is a free pass to be arrogant and annoying.
Watch and learn, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'll show you the textbook procedure for proving how absolutely guilty you are.
Me? Guilty? Ow, what are you talking about?
It will be my ultimate revenge.
She is so salty. She is the salt. Her sodium content is through the roof. But it's not like it'll bring her dad back.
There. Opening statement complete. Now, let's hurry up and wrap up this waste of time.
Schmack! Well, very well, you may call your first witness, Miss Von Karma.
Detective Gumshoe, get up here now! Sorry to keep you from work, as I'm sure you need every penny you can earn, Detective.
Well, don't mention it. It's no trouble at all. I've been looking forward to this.
Very well, I would like you to begin by shedding light on the events in question.
At your service, sir.
All right, Detective, you may proceed with your testimony. Details of the events.
Well, the night of the crime, snow was falling until 9:40 p.m., making it extremely cold out. All of the circus performers were gathered in the big top to practice their routines. The practice session broke up around 10. The murder itself took place in the plaza in front of the lodging house at 10:15 p.m. The victim was found bent over a wooden box, dead as a doornail. The cause of death was blunt force trauma that snapped a vertebrae in his neck.
Oh, God. Ouch. Man, Edgeworth, right? Edgeworth, come back! It's funny, too, because in the next game, there's going to be another new prosecutor, who I absolutely love, too. But at some point, we will see a triumphant return of our boy, and it will be amazing.
I see. He was beaten to death? Well, here's the autopsy report for the victim. The court accepts this into evidence.
Blunt force trauma to the back of the head. Yep. Is there anything we can look at? No. A blunt object. All right, very well, Mr. Wright. You may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor.
The night of the crime, snow was falling until 9:40 p.m., making it extremely cold out.
Let me ask you about the snow.
It was nearly a blizzard up until the time of the crime.
Did it pile up?
Well, it wasn't such a big deal. Maybe about 1.5 inches was on the ground. The snow froze in place and stayed on the ground until the next day.
The snow. Let me see. There's got to be more to this. Huh? What's the matter, Nick? I need to take a look at the court record. Mr. Gumshoe, what were the members of the circus doing on the night of the crime? I need to look at the court record already? Why? What'd they look at the court record for? Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. Is this a contradiction? I don't know yet. I'm gonna wait though. When you say all of the circus performers, who do you mean?
Well, everyone but the dancers and the staff were there. Regina the animal tamer, Mo the clown, Ben the ventriloquist, and of course the defendant Maximilian Galactica and his victim, the Ringmaster. Oh, I almost forgot, Regent the tiger was there as well.
Out of curiosity, what about the circus monkey?
Oh, when I was investigating yesterday, he happened to snatch my wristwatch. Detective, you are welcome to file a police report after the proceedings. The practice session broke up around 10 p.m.
After the practice was over, where did everyone head off to?
Regina was playing with Regent, while Mo went back to his room tired from work. Ben the ventriloquist went to the front gate, absorbed in his own world. And the Ringmaster and Max went off to the Ringmaster's room to talk privately. Talk privately, huh? That's awfully suspicious. You wouldn't happen to know what they were talking about, would you? Well, it seems they were negotiating Max's salary.
Actually, Max was asking for Regina's hand in marriage.
The murder itself took place in the plaza in front of the lodging house at 10:15 p.m.
I'd like you to be a bit more specific about the events of at 10:15 p.m.
Okay, not a problem, pal. We've got a witness that told us how the whole thing went down. Ow!
This is totally meaningless. Time to move on. Alright, we'll just have to revisit that testimony later. Detective Gumshoe, would you mind telling us how the victim met his end?
Well, the victim was found bent over a wooden box dead as a doornail.
A wooden box?
Well, that's right. The victim must have been carrying the wooden box when he was killed.
Carrying that box, huh?
It was a rather strange wooden box, Your Honor.
What do you mean?
Well, it was much heavier than it looked. Not to mention, it was locked.
Locked, you say? The wooden box. The victim was hunched over this 20-pound box. It boasts a small but strong lock. This may be my only chance, so I might as well ask some questions. Let's ask about the contents. Do you mind telling us what was inside that box?
Well, when we found the box, it was locked tighter than Fort Knox. So, we took it back to the station and cracked it open. All that was inside was this little bottle.
Bottle? What is that, Detective?
Exactly what it looks like, Your Honor. It's a condiment bottle.
What's inside the bottle?
Well, it's filled with, pepper.
Pepper? What in the world? Where is it locked in that big box? There was only one little bottle in that huge box? I wonder if that has some sort of special meaning. Small seasoning bottle. Found inside the wooden box, the victim was hunched over. It contains, as Detective Gunchu would say, pepper. Quick question. Yes, Raccoon, go. Where'd you make your... Is that supposed to be profile pic? I mean, my Shilova-kun profile picture? I drew it myself in art program. I use Clip Studio and with my drawing tablet. It's funny because I drew it real quick one day just when I was getting my channel started. It was supposed to be a placeholder, and I was going to do a better one later, but now I've kind of grown to like it, so I might leave it that way. I don't know. I might do another one later, but yep, I drew it digitally, I colored it, and then I slapped it up in there. Same with my banner. I drew that as well, and then inked it, colored it, slapped it together. I meant to redo that too, but I've just left it. Someday.
The cause of death was blunt force trauma that snapped a vertebrae in his neck.
According to the autopsy report, the murder weapon was a blunt object, correct?
You've done your homework, pal.
And you haven't found this murder weapon, have you? The police are searching for it as we speak.
My theory is that it's something of the perpetrator ran off with.
You would think so, especially since you didn't find it on the scene.
No, I bet he made it disappear with magic.
Schmack! Well, I think we have a good feel for the details of the event now. I guess that's all we're gonna get out of Gumshoe in this case. You mean, all we're gonna get out of him is that little bottle of pepper? Now that we have wrapped up with the detective, I'd like to call my next witness.
I'm not even off the stand yet.
Obviously, but that's due to you being slow and unable to take a hit.
I don't know, but wrapped up has such a mean sound to it. I'm a sensitive guy.
Schmack! Thank you very much, Detective Gumshoe. You may step down. Miss Von Karma, call your next witness. I would like to call Mr. Benjamin Woodman to the stand. She must be talking about Ben the ventriloquist. I wonder if Trila will show up on the stand as well. Noise, thank you. Please state your name and occupation for the record.
My full name is Trila-kun. I'm employed as an operatic tenor.
Excuse me? The witness called to the stand was one Mr. Benjamin Woodman, ventriloquist. How dare her, God, she's feelings. Right? I'm saying.
That robe must be cutting off your circulation! I said that I was a singer! Maybe you don't believe me. Fine, I'll grace you with a song. Me. The world of the law, exciting and daring, guilt or innocence, decided by a judge dressed like a woman. What do you think?
It had a good rhythm. It's funny because I'm not giving him good rhythm. It's just the lyrics. They leave something to be desired, so to speak. Trilo, you know better than to insult a judge.
Shut up! Just look at your nose. You would think that you'd have the sense to fix it. It's so ugly, I want to punch you in the face on the off chance a swelling would help. You know that your nose is the reason you'll never be an A-list star.
Celebrities must really enjoy saying everything that flashes into their minds.
What's going on here? Order! I demand to know who the witness is.
Don't worry about me, sir. I'll let Trilo handle this.
I'm not worried about you one bit. I'm worried about getting attention. Ouch!
You won't get anywhere trying to figure out this witness. Now let's proceed. What you witnessed.
Once practice was over, I left the tent with the clown. Once we got to the lodging house, I ditched him and went back to the plaza's entrance. That's when I saw Max heading towards the scene of the crime. He was the only one heading that way. How could that punk not be the killer? Then the police showed up and they took Magic Boy away.
You saw Maximilian Galactica heading towards the scene. You sure of that?
Well, without a doubt, he had on his silk hat, the cloak, and the dumb white roses on his chest. How can you mistake someone with a crazy getup and his nose stuck so high? That's enough. I think we all get the picture. Just one thing, though. You said you ditched the clown? That's right, dress boy.
Since you weren't with him, couldn't that mean the clown committed the crime? Huh, he's got a point. What a shame. It was a nice theory, but the clown can't be the culprit.
Or what's that?
Here's absolute proof. A silk hat? This was found at the scene of the crime. It belongs to the defendant. Without question, he was wearing his signature hat during practice. If the clown was the murderer, there would be no reason for this hat to be at the scene.
Oh, well done.
Well done, Miss Von Karma. Your prosecutorial skills are unrivaled. Well done. Bitch, do not inflate that ego. Thank you for stating the obvious. Mr. Phoenix Wright, what do you have to say? Okay. I guess she's the boss again today. Let's crisscross.
Once practice was over, I left the tent with the clown.
The clown? You're talking about Mo.
Of course I'm talking about that old fart. He was so pathetic I can't stand him. Just a little bit of exercise and his makeup's all running all over the place. Once practice was over, he was 9/10 of the way to keeling over for good.
Poor guy.
We didn't have any choice, so Ben took him back to his room. When it comes to being a first-place loser, that guy's ahead of the pack.
Then what happened?
Well, once we got to the lodging house, I ditched him and went back to the plaza's entrance.
Why the plaza's entrance?
To do some thinking, of course.
It was awfully cold that night, especially with all the snow around. Wouldn't thinking in your nice warm lodging house have been a better idea? Mr. Phoenix Wright, I think you should leave the thinking to the witness. But I'm a good thinker. At least my teacher always said I was.
That's when I saw Max heading towards the scene of the crime.
Are you sure it was really Max Galactica?
Of course I'm sure. How could you mistake someone wearing such a snobby three-piece getup?
Snobby three-piece getup?
Get the wax out of your ears, lawyers nowadays. You're like talking to a brick wall. Max's three-piece getup. Jeez, could you be any more dense? All together now.
Silk hat, cloak, right roses. Yeah. Dude, this pen has no chin. Yeah, you're right.
Thank you.
Nick, I think you should put a little more effort into preparing your questions.
He was the only one headed that way. How could that punk not be the killer?
You saw Max and only Max, right, Trilo?
That's right, and that makes him the killer.
There was only one person headed that way that night. Well, that makes quite a bit of sense and makes Max one suspicious character.
There's more to this story than meets the eye. Is there something amiss in this? No problems. There is no proof it was Max, or Ben only saw Max. They're gonna say the silk hat for that. I'm gonna say this. Well, that's a bit strange, don't you think?
What's strange?
That you only saw Max. Doesn't it seem like you should have seen someone else as well?
What? Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright?
Who else are you supposed to witness could have seen? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, I have put myself in a corner there. Yep. I'm assuming the Ringmaster? Because they were going to go talk to him?
That's the victim?
Okay, good. Oh my god, I totally guessed. That's correct. If Trilo was at the entrance of the plaza, he should have seen the Ringmaster as well! Ow! Obviously, the Ringmaster arrived at the scene of the crime before the witness could have seen him. Anyone with sense could have figured that one out. What are you talking about? The Ringmaster and Max went together to the Ringmaster's room. Is that, according to the defendant, a likely story? If Maximilian Galactica was supposed to be in the Ringmaster's room, then why was he, just as the witness stated, at the scene of the crime?
I see. Well, it seems like at this stage I have no reason to doubt this witness testimony. And there's clearly no conclusive contradictions.
Oh, he's right. A brilliant judgment, Your Honor. Now let's move along with the testimony. Trilo wouldn't happen to have an ulterior motive for incriminating Max, would he? Well, Max is part of that bitter love triangle with Regina, which is probably why Max conked him over the head. Nick, wasn't Ben the one who got knocked on the head? Yeah. Oh, I think so. I don't know anymore.
Once practice was over, I left the tent with the stooge.
I don't think I got to press that statement. Why did it start me over? Around what time did the police arrive at the scene?
I suppose it would have been around... Hey, what time was it?
I think it was around, I'd say a bit after 10:30 p.m., I think. Practice ended at 10, so you hung around the lodging house the entire time? I guess that sounds about right. Wasn't it awfully cold? I can't believe you just stand outside in that weather. Well, the truth is...
Will you shut up, you big-nosed dope? Why are you trying to tell him anything extra? Why can't you just believe that we stand outside in the weather?
Well, maybe you were waiting for someone?
What? Who said we were waiting for someone?
Mr. Phoenix Wright, we can all do without your offhanded theories. But this witness, he's cracking under the pressure already. I'm onto something.
Mr. Wright? Well, who do you suppose the witness was waiting for out in the cold that night?
Yeah, Regina. Well, if he was waiting outside in the cold, it was for one person. So the device died? No, you're good. Welcome back. And one person only. He was waiting for the animal tamer Regina.
What?
You were waiting outside for Regina to come back to the lodging house. Am I mistaken?
Is this true?
Well, I am. You can't really ask me that question.
Who cares if I was waiting for that? Who cares? What's important is what I saw. Don't you forget it. Well, the puppet may be a little bit stiff, but he's right.
All right. There is obviously a reason why this witness was there that night. He spent all that time waiting for Regina to arrive. Moreover, even if someone else would have walked by right in front of him, I doubt he would have paid them a second thought.
Ah! Schmack! Well, that makes perfect sense.
What did you just say? The witness saw the defendant at the scene of the crime. However, he did not see the victim on the way to his eventual demise. If you accept that, then you must accept that there is a high likelihood that he could have missed someone else Ouch! There is absolutely no proof that the witness was waiting for the animal tamer.
Well, I guess you got me. All right, I'll spill the beans for real this time. It's true, I was waiting for Regina.
Pain?
Don't volunteer things. Schmack! Mr. Quish, tell us the truth this time. I mean the whole truth. Were you, or were you not waiting for Regina at the entrance to the lodging house?
I was. I was waiting to propose to her.
You propose?
What's the matter? You think that humans have a monopoly on marriage?
The matter of puppet is not under review in this case.
You're the judge. I mean, look at your horrible outfit.
More pain? Thanks to your bumbling, my perfect plan is not so perfect anymore. Now we have to waste time getting to the bottom of some silly proposal by a puppet. Gonna kill Trilo.
So, yeah, you just bring it on, you overgrown weed. I'll take you on any time of the week.
And then Ben would be like, please, guys, please stop fighting. Or, I'm gonna leave.
Don't be so surprised that I was going to propose to Regina. I even had something to give to her. I kept it in my pocket, waiting for the chance to propose and give it to her. Of course, I also hid it in my pocket that night. It was a present for her. In the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I've still got it in my pocket.
You were going to propose? You? A puppet?
Don't be so obtuse. Just because I'm a puppet doesn't mean I can't love.
I guess you're right. Just because I'm old doesn't mean that I couldn't propose to her too.
Exactly.
His honor's looking a little less than honorable right now. Okay, Mr. Wright, please continue with your cross-examination. What was with that sigh at the end? Well, I already know the contradictions. I'm not going to waste everyone's time. I didn't mean to... No, last one. No, last one. You still got it in your pocket. Well, you don't, because I found it. What? It's not gonna work? Your Honor, that statement contradicts his evidence! It does? I don't see anything contradictory. But, objection denied. Try to think before you make accusations, Mr. Wright. What the wedding ring is from Fine, I'll do this methodically.
Don't be so surprised that I was going to propose to Regina.
Yeah, the ring was in the monkey's room. That's what I tried to point out. It didn't let me. My parents are religious. Not really what my OC parents are.
Yeah, well, I don't care about your parents. Bring him on. I'll give him the lawnmower.
By proposal, you mean proposing marriage, correct, to Regina.
Of course that's what I meant. What kind of stupid question is that? I wasn't going to propose that we became some sort of outlaw biker gang together. Right, Ben?
Yeah.
Got it? That's the truth. I even had something to give to her.
Guess we gotta bring it up first. What was it exactly that you planned on giving to her?
You know exactly what I was going to give to her, numbskull. The only thing that I could find that could match Regina's beauty. Answer his question, what was it? You're gonna die when you hear this. It's an engagement ring.
Engagement ring? Wow, those two nearly fell out of their chairs. Mr. Phoenix Wright's jokes has gone too far. Time for this to end right here. Francisco's whip looks like it's about to lash out at almost anything. One hit from that thing will probably shut someone up for a long time. Pain equals bad. Push on anyways. It may be something of a joke, but this is a historic moment. The first time that a puppet has ever proposed to... Ow! I advise you to cut this argument short. Schmacker! I'm gonna have to agree with the defense here. Will the witness please revise your testimony? Specifically about the engagement ring? I'd like to stick to facts, not sociology.
You sure do enjoy sweating the details, especially for a man in a black bathrobe.
Scratch stab, raccoon style. Yes, get him.
I plan on giving an engagement ring to Regina.
An engagement ring?
Uh-huh. It's actually a diamond-shaped stone cut from glass. Even more brilliant than the real thing. I think Regina's gonna love it.
It's just a ring. What's the matter, Nick? Well, there's gotta be something I can catch him on.
I kept it in my pocket waiting for the chance to propose and give it to her.
Whose pocket was the ring in?
Mine, of course! What a stupid question! You've got to be kidding me! You think Ben could pull that off?
I'm sorry, I'm not really...
You don't have to apologize for that! He's the one who should be apologizing!
Really?
Of course, I also had it in my pocket that night. It was a present for her.
So you went to the lodging house to give it to her?
That's right! I tried to give it to her during practice so many times that I lost count, but that uppity snob kept getting in the way.
Uppity snob? He couldn't possibly be talking about me, Maximilian Galactica. When I get a hold of him, I'm gonna saw his woodblock in half, and not with magic.
Well, they always say that love creates rivalries. So what about this present?
In the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I still got it in my pocket.
So you're still thinking of trying to give it to Regina?
Of course I am! I spent 3 months' salary on this thing. I'm not gonna give it up that easily.
I wonder how much he receives for appearing in the circus. Probably way more than he deserves. How about it, Nick? I think it's about time to unwrap this toy's testimony. That's the spirit, Nick. Give him heck. The judge has that dazed and confused look. Maybe he should get out more. Okay, now. Fuck you, game. Trilo, do you mind if I show you something?
What is it? What are you talking about?
Looks like they're gonna double team me now. Do you recognize this ring?
That's mine! Hey, give it back! Thief! Thief!
Didn't you just testify about this very object? I believe you said, in the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I've still got it in my pocket. Why then do I have it right here?
Wow!
Schmack! What is going on here?
That's... Oh, Ben, say something!
Don't put me on the spot like that, Trilo. I found this in Money's room. Money's room? You mean a room they put money in, like a bank vault?
Huh, that filthy monkey is gonna get what's coming to him!
Mr. Quish, I'd prefer if you avoided slandering innocent fiats in my court. Well, Your Honor, Money really is a monkey, in every sense of the word. Oh, I see. Well then. Money likes to go after the shiniest things that he can find and gather them up. Shiny things? Trilo, when was this ring stolen from you? Well, I suppose it was, that time, you know, that night, the night of the crime. What did you just say? Details. I need more details. Well, it was stolen right after Max showed up in the plaza. Right about when you saw the defendant walk past, correct? Well, I guess you might be able to say that. The ring might have, well, it could have been taken around that time. Yo! Whoa!
Ben! What's wrong with you? Oh, whatever. It has nothing to do with anything, especially not with who committed the murder.
It's not for you to decide what it has to do with what. Now, Trilo, back to the topic at hand.
I haven't admitted a thing. Not I, Mr. Trilo Quist.
What did you do when the ring was taken, Trilo?
You know exactly what I did. I chased after that ring-snatching monkey. Money.
But you weren't able to catch up with him, were you?
It's all this slow, loafy fool's called Ben's fault. While he was fumbling his way through the snow, that dumb monkey was able to get away.
That is indeed an incredible shame. Well, this does indeed prove one very important point. Prove an important point? What point could that possibly be? Ben doesn't exercise enough. Ben's testimony is a flaw. There is a huge contradiction in this witness's testimony. Contradiction? The witness just testified to the following effect. Up until the police arrived, he didn't move from the entrance to the plaza.
However, the witness just stated that he chased after Money the monkey. When the witness was off chasing Money, there was no one watching the plaza. What is the meaning of this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Where are you going with this little theory of yours? I'm saying that there is no possible way that this witness saw the plaza the entire time. That's where I'm going with this little theory, which leads me to my next point. It is entirely possible that someone other than the defendant was at the scene.
Smackaroni! Interesting, Mr. Well, then tell me this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Do you have any proof that something slipped past this vigilant ventriloquist?
Well, he obviously didn't see the victim, the ringmaster, arrive on the scene.
However, that doesn't change the fact that he saw the defendant arrive.
Well, the witness is lying. He is blinded by his rivalry with Max.
The defense's argument does seem to hold water. This witness does have a history of animosity towards the defendant. What? How dare you?
Okay, Raccoon. See you later.
I wouldn't lie just to get that dog face in trouble. He's not even worth it. I saw him, no doubt about it. I saw that worthless liar. Just for clarity's sake, let's flesh out exactly who you saw that night. Huh, I've told you so many times, you think you know my story's not changing.
You've already changed your story, stick boy, and I'm sure it'll change some more.
When there's one lie, there's usually many more behind it.
Exactly, Maya. That's why we have to keep after him.
Yeah. I'll give you that I was waiting for that night for Regina, but that doesn't change the fact that I saw Max in the plaza that night. He showed up after I had been waiting there for about 5 minutes. I said good evening to him, but he didn't even acknowledge my presence. I'm absolutely sure it was him. I saw Maximilian Galactica at the scene. There's no way I can mistake someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols.
So that means that Money didn't show up until after you saw Max.
That's right. Money ran up less than a minute after I saw Max.
Then Money snatched the ring and you went chasing after him.
Well, how long was it till you came back to where you were waiting? Well, let's see. I'd say about...
I suppose about 5 minutes, I think.
So the victim could have arrived in the scene in that 5-minute stretch. Mr. Wright, please proceed with your cross-examination. I'll give you that I was waiting for that night for Regina. I was waiting that night for Regina.
So you were only concerned with waiting for Regina that night. That means you probably wouldn't have noticed if someone else showed up.
You should think about how many eyes I actually have. I've got 4, you know. 4. F-O-U-R. Counting Ben Horse. With that many eyes, do you really think something would have slipped by me?
Well, 4 eyes is an awfully lot of attention directed at one area, I suppose. Yikes, the judge is even more dangerous to our cause than Trilo.
But that doesn't change the fact that I saw Max in the plaza that night.
So you saw Max coming out of the big top that night?
Of course that's where I saw him coming from. I was staring at the entrance of the tent the entire time.
I guess it makes sense, especially since he was waiting for Regina.
He showed up after I had been waiting there for about 5 minutes.
About what time would you say these events took place?
You're one of the dumbest people on the planet if you can't figure it out by yourself. You already know that practice finished promptly at 10 p.m. And you already know that I went to the lodging house right after practice. You don't need to be a brain surgeon to know what the time I saw him just at 10 minutes. I'm sure you can do that. Now, what time was it? Indeed, what time was it?
Who bring the dummy? The ventriloquist guy did. Ow! I didn't get to see what I said! It was 10:10 p.m.
Oh, yeah, that sounds about right. It sounds about right because that's the same time I saw Max on the scene. I said good evening to him, but he didn't even acknowledge my presence.
So you testified that you said good evening to Max that night.
You must enjoy asking incredibly obvious questions. You say good morning in the morning and good afternoon during the day, right? And it's obvious that I'd say good night to someone at night. What, Ben? You got something to add? Let me guess. That's not it, Trilo. You said a good evening at night, Trilo.
I'm sorry, Trilo.
Schmack! Mr. Quish, I would prefer if you kept your ventriloquist act outside the courtroom. Impossible! A performer lives and breathes his performances! You should know better!
There's gotta be something wrong with this bit of testimony. Bed's half of the comedy act. Trilo's evening greeting. Isn't that a bit strange for you?
What do you mean?
Well, if you hate Max so much, why would you bother being nice to him? It strikes me as somewhat strange.
Why would it strike you as strange?
Exactly. How is it strange to be cordial to one of your co-workers? Well, if it were simply to be being cordial to a co-worker, I can understand. Ow! That hurt! Maybe you should think of having some proof before your lips start flapping next time. Proof is everything in this world. You should have learned that back in grade school. There's no reason that Trilo would ever say something nice to Max. But how do I go prove that with evidence? I do have evidence. I thought I was going to prove it there. I didn't get to show it. I'll come back to it. I'm sure I saw him. You were at 100% absolutely sure of what you saw.
I told you already. Jeez, I am 100% absolutely sure.
There's no way that he could be any more confident than that, right?
There's no way I can mistake someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols.
Those 3 ridiculous symbols, huh?
Out of curiosity, exactly how many times have you asked that question by now? If you're gonna ask again, I'll answer with a chorus. Everyone together now. Sure cat.
Cloak. White roses.
Thank you very much.
Maya, you didn't have to join in, did you? But it's fun shouting with everyone else. There has to be a hole in his testimony somewhere. I agree. But do we have the proof? Yes, we have the proof.
Let me at him. Let me at him. I'll immortalize him.
You wouldn't have said nice to him. You guys had a fight. I don't know if they can show this. Can I show this? Yes, 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 yes. Trilo, is it not true that you had a fight with Max on the day of the murder? A fight? A fight over Regina, to be exact.
Well, it wasn't that big of a deal. It was just an argument. A disagreement at most.
Hey, Night Slasher. Oh, you're fine. A disagreement usually doesn't end with someone getting clonked over the head.
Wow!
That morning, Ben got clobbered over the head by Max, didn't he?
What? Is that an admission of assault and battery? Ouch!
Before we handle that, we should wrap up the defendant's murder charge first. The truth is, on the day of the crime, the defendant and the witness had a huge fight. There was absolutely no way they would have suddenly become cordial that evening. Moreover, just consider the personality of the witness on the stand. There is no way a puppet this lewd would just come up and say good evening to his rival.
Wow!
Are you saying this witness is lying? That he is trying to frame the defendant by claiming to have seen him at the crime scene?
I didn't tell a single lie. Honest, I just...
Smack! Oh, that's enough from you, Mr. Quish. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. Let's clarify the testimony for the court. Could you explain your theory about who the witness actually saw that night? It feels weird watching the dummy because I have a character that also has a dummy, but he's not like this dummy, he's smart. Nice. It's dumbception. I mean, he must have seen a different person. It is my belief that the witness did indeed see someone that night. It was just someone else. That's who he said good evening to. What kind of theory is that? The correct one. Furthermore, I don't believe the person the witness saw was Max at all. But what? If he had truly met Max that night, there would have been no greeting at all. Which means there is only one proper answer. The person the witness saw that night was not Maximilian Galactica. That is why Trilo made the effort to greet whoever it was that he saw that evening. Or, good evening, as he put it. What in the world, you? What did defense kinda explain that who it was that Trilo saw that evening? I think he saw Russell. Considering the ill temper of this witness, there's only one person he would greet. It must be Regina. It's Regina, right? Oh, she's so cute. No, Your Honor, it's not Regina. If it was Regina, Trila would have given her the engagement ring as a present.
Oh, yeah, I suppose you got a point there.
God, I thought I was wrong for a second there. I was like, please go away, penalty bar. It was Russell Berry, the victim himself, was it not? You are correct. It was indeed Russell Berry. The person you saw that evening was the victim, the ringmaster, Russell Berry. That's why you greeted him, Trilo. Isn't that correct?
Go.
Answer the question, Mr. Quist.
Wow! Smack! Oh my gosh, smack! Order! Order!
How do you respond to this?
Well, wait a second! Well, at first I thought it was the old man, but once I got a better look at him, it was obviously Maximilian Galactica.
I think it's high time that we clear the air about this question. Mr. Quish obviously witnessed a single person in the area of the plaza that evening. The problem is identifying exactly who that person was. Was it Maximilian Galactica, or was it the Ringmaster, one Mr. Russell Berry? The prosecution argues that it was the defendant that the witness saw that night. The witness has clearly stated that he saw the defendant's 3 symbols. 3 symbols?
Alright, this is getting old. Come on, man, you've got to remember them by now. Here we go again, everyone, all together now. Wow!
Yes, we know. Silk hat, cloak, white roses. A silk hat and a cloak? Anyone could wear those. They'd even look good on me. What was that? Well, the witness has endlessly repeated that he saw Max's 3 symbols. However, how do we really know it was Maximilian Galactica? It could have been someone else dressed up as him. Possibly even Russell Berry. What?
Oh my god, Miss Von Karma? Do you have a clear evidence that the person the witness saw was the defendant?
Well, hi.
Well, if that's the case, then it's impossible for me to make a judgment at this point.
Yes! Haha! I think we finally won a point in this one. That is very unfortunate. Huh? You're just a little too excited for your own good, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What do you mean by that? You merely established one thing from this witness. You established that this witness saw one person in the plaza that night. I applaud you on your effort, but who that person was can only be answered by the next witness. What? Your Honor, the prosecution will provide, beyond a shadow of a doubt, the answer to that question and evidence that clearly establishes one thing, that there is no one other than Maximilian Galactica responsible for this crime.
Smack! Well, very well. The court will take a 10-minute recess. During that time, I request that the prosecution prepare their next witness. Court is now in recess. Smack!
To be continued. I can do another part. Let's do it. Sweetie, you have to believe me. I didn't go anywhere near that crime scene. So then, where were you when the murder took place? We talked about it yesterday, remember? I was in the Ringmaster's room. And while you were there, it was the Ringmaster who left the room, right? Exactly. He told me to wait in the room because he would be right back. Well, that's when the Ringmaster headed to the scene of the crime, right? Oh, that's what it seems like. But the Ringmaster must have been wearing Max's costume, right? Oh, sweetie, I just remembered. I went straight to the Ringmaster's room, still dressed in my stage clothes. But when I got there, I went ahead and took the costume off. Which means... You bet as the Ringmaster's daughter? Think you wanted to be the Ringmaster so she killed him? Okay, that's a theory locked in. It means that the Ringmaster could have taken his costume and went out looking like Max. Fabulous! Oh, that's a fabulously possible possibility.
Well done, Nick. However, sweetie, why would the Ringmaster want to dress up like me? Isn't that a bit strange? If you think about it, all they found at the crime scene was my silk hat. What about my cloak? Where did that go? Double, Wow, Max, I never thought of that. You should be a detective or something. Oh, well, I was never quite sure what I wanted to be when I grew up. Magician or president? You have no idea how hard it was to make a decision.
That's really cool.
Fabulous. This mystery just keeps getting deeper. Back to court.
Smack! Now that everyone is back, let's get started. The court is now back in session. Miss Von Karma, please proceed with the prosecution's case.
Very well, I will now call my next witness. A pitiful clown with the unfortunate distinction of having seen the entire thing. Will Mr. Lawrence Curls please take the stand?
Why did she just call him a pitiful clown?
The witness will state his name and occupation for the court record.
Oh, it was Clown Philadelphia, born and raised on the playgrounds where I spent most of my days. Name and occupation.
Would a witness please inform the court why he's speaking in autobiographical gibberish?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just not used to being in court. I've never been in a courtroom in my life. I wasn't quite sure what joke was best suited to this sort of occasion.
What in the world are you talking about? You're in a grand hall of justice, not some comedy club. Since it's easy to see your occupation, please state your name for the court.
Oh, yeah, maybe this joke's okay. Mom, do I have to wear pants? The sign only says no shirt, no shoes, no service. Okay, how about this? Have you met my proctologist, Dr. Seymour Butts? How's that one? But a couple of clowns who are up to no good started making trouble in the neighborhood. Your name? Lawrence Curls, professional funny man, also known as Mo the Clown.
You witnessed the scene around 10:15 p.m. the day of the murder, correct?
Yes it is.
Very well, Mr. Curls, will you please testify to what you saw that evening?
A rabbi, a priest, and a Rastafarian walked into the...
Without the humor, please.
Okay.
Aw, poor Mo. Can't be his normal stoogey self in court. Maya, that's for the best, Maya. That's good.
I know. I'm not the greatest comedian in the world. I haven't been able to make people laugh for 10 years. No matter what I say, all I get in return is a vacant stare and polite applause. Well, since no one ever laughs at my jokes, I've taken to laughing at them myself. It's a bad habit, but hey, at least I'm trying. Imagine my predicament. I'm a clown who can't make people laugh. I'm almost useless. But I keep trying. I even tried to come up with jokes just for today. But this atmosphere is very nerve-wracking. I decided to try making everyone laugh. Seriously, everyone, what do you think of me? How am I doing? Didn't even testify.
Aren't we the ones supposed to be asking the questions here? Witness.
Huh?
We will listen to your call for help after the court proceedings are over. Thus, please stick to the facts of this case.
Really? You'll really hear me out?
Well, I'll make sure that one of my staff will be your straight man later.
Thank you, I can't wait.
Poor gumshoe.
Smack! Well, now that that's settled, shall we write the testimony?
Well, of course we can. I'll talk for as long as you want.
What you witnessed?
Well, the night of the murder, after the practice was over, I went straight back to my room. You have no idea how tired I was that night. I was pooped. I thought I'd go straight to sleep, but before I did, I glanced out the window. That's when I saw two silhouettes. They were a bit far away, though. It was the Ringmaster, and he was with Max, who was wearing his cloak. I kept watching them, and then all of a sudden, Max clunked the Ringmaster over the head.
That's very interesting. If this eyewitness account is to be believed, I have enough to pass judgment right now. Bitch. Of course you can. There is no way this account can be criticized. However, the witness is a bit, how do you say, off-kilter?
Almost like he has some sort of atmosphere of guilt surrounding him. Oh, that must be because of my insincere smile. Mr. Wright, please begin the defense's cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Nick, you gotta find some sort of contradiction in his testimony. I know that. Mr. Wright, Your Honor. I'm afraid if you push this witness too far, it would bring disaster upon the court. Thus, I sincerely hope you are not going to engage in pointless saber rattling. I understand, Your Honor. If you cause this clown to stray from the facts, I'll hold you responsible. Oh, why am I responsible? I'm not the one with the corny jokes. Oh, God, they're going to penalize me if I push him too hard. The night of the murder, after the practice was over, I went straight back to my room. You'd say that practice wrapped up around 10 p.m., correct? See, that's the thing. Huh? How exactly am I supposed to make a joke about 10 o'clock p.m.? Like, how? Now, 8 o'clock. Now, that's something a clown can riff off. Let's just pretend it was 8 o'clock. That way, it can make for a great joke. Let's not. Let's not make it 8 p.m., alright, Mo? What do you mean, let's not? Don't take the clown out of the clowning around. Come on, Nick. Just listen to his joke. There are 3 reasons why I don't want to. 1, I probably won't laugh. 2, I'll get hit with a penalty. And 3, I'll get whipped. Will the witness just proceed with his factual testimony? You're so boring. I have no idea how tired I was that night. I was pooped. You were pooped that night? Yes, I was very, very tired. Not to mention I had some bad Mexican food. What? The double cheese, double bean enchiladas, a dangerous menu item. What happened after that is what to say happens. That one was cool, huh? I hear the kids really love toilet humor these days. That joke was so hip, I don't want to ruin it with a reply. No, you can't just, no, you can't just, oh, why? No! I thought I'd go straight to sleep, but before I did, oh my god, I should save. Mo's gonna destroy me. I'm just trying to do my damn job here. You just happened to glance out the window? You could say that. You could also say I peeked, stared, glimpsed, peeped, eyeballed. Mr. Curls. Oh, I guess synonyms aren't allowed either. What should I do? I wonder if I should press him further on this issue. Yes, I mean, this was important. Exactly why did you look out your window that night? Why? Why? Clowns don't need a reason to look out their windows, do they? That's not what I meant. I meant that, well, when we spoke yesterday, once I had tucked myself into bed, I heard this amazing noise. It was incredibly loud. It sounded like a giant thump. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that! You forgot? Damn it! Your Honor, the witness looked out of his window upon hearing a loud sound. He didn't just simply glance out the window that night. Oh yeah, that's right! I forgot to mention that thump, didn't I? Ow! That's not something you just mentioned. Forget to mention? Yeah, what she said. I believe it would be best if Mo were to revise his testimony. Okay, very well. Mr. Curls, please revise your testimony. This should start turning the tables in our favor. Okay, the boss of the game. Right now he is. Shit. I heard a huge noise outside the window, and that's what made me take a look outside. What was the sound like? Well, I guess it sounded like I guess you could say, Mr. Curls, may the court remind you that humor is unnecessary. Oh, how'd you guess I was gonna make a joke? I guess that the sound sounded like, I suppose it sounded like, someone getting hit with, something very hard. Yep, that's what it sounded like, honestly. Someone getting hit, huh? What then? You went to look out the window and you saw... Well, that's when I saw 2 silhouettes. They were a bit far away, though. Far away, you say? Well, if you had to say exactly, how far away were they? Well, let me think about that for a second. Well, if my room is here, and they looked about yay big, I'd say they're about 30 feet from my window. Just 30 feet? That's not far at all. Well, it was snowing that night, and it cut down on visibility. I see. Please continue with your testimony regarding the 2 shadows you saw.
It was the Ringmaster, and he was with Max, who was wearing this cloak.
You'd say you clearly saw this, even where you were, by your own admission, far away.
Well, that's right. I had been thinking about it over and over since that night. But things didn't really make sense until I spoke with the prosecutor, Miss Von Karma. But now I'm 100% certain that it was Max and the Ringmaster that I saw that night. Just think about it. How can I be wrong if Max is always wearing his uppity symbols?
Uppity symbols? God damn it, Phoenix, no.
Lawyers nowadays, do you even have to go to school anymore to be one? Alright, everyone knows what to do all together. Now say it with Uncle Mo!
See what I mean? It's always like this. The crowd never wants to go along with me. I must really be utterly and completely worthless as a clown.
Wowza! Enough foolishness. Let's get back on track. When a witness, please testify to what he saw, and only what he saw. I kept watching them, and then all of a sudden, Max clunked the Ringmaster over the head.
You say you saw the Ringmaster get clunked over the head?
Yes, I did. It's the climax of my story.
He really does enjoy the complete random non sequitur. Non sequitur. Well, what would you say the victim was struck with?
Oh, you mean the weapon? I have no idea. A weapon wasn't found at the murder scene, right?
But that's not what I meant. You did say you saw everything, didn't you?
Well, yeah, I suppose I did. Oh, wait, no, it didn't. I didn't see a weapon.
Mo, did you or did you not see the crime of the murder committed that night? I will not permit you to harass my witness in this manner. You'd better have an excellent reason for attacking this poor clown. Because if you don't, you know what is waiting for you. A nice pen. Oh my god! Look at the size of that penalty! It's so thick! Oh, that's a thick-ass penalty! Oh, you bitch! Why? Why? Why you beat... Oh! That penalty is dummy thick! Isn't this a bit melodramatic? So, what will it be then, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Do you have any clear basis to believe that my witness did not see the crime? Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Oh, hell no, Mo. Yeah, you're right. Okay, did he see the murder? The problem, I mean, of course his testimony's fucked. I just have to be careful that I can show it now. He heard a loud noise, then he looked out the window, and then he saw the Ringmaster and Max. So, like, whatever that first noise was had to be something important, I'd assume. Oh my god. Let's just... Of course I do! I've got a great reason to make my claim. And I suppose you'll be telling us what that great reason... What is that great... Tell us all... Yeah, that. Of course I will! The reason is... the witness's very own testimony!
What is your meaning of this, Mr. Wright?
Mo said that he heard a sound like a thump of someone getting hit. He did say that. However, Mo just stated the following under oath. I kept watching them, and then all of a sudden Max clunked the Ringmaster over the head. If Mo is to be believed, when he says he looked out the window upon hearing a sound, there is no way that he could have seen Max clonk anyone.
In 1972, a clown was...
Schmack!
Mr. Curls, how do you respond to Mr. Wright's assessment?
Well, they didn't commit. The clowns promptly escaped from a maximum security clown car. Mr. Curls, are you reciting the She team to anchor this court? No, I'm just stalling for time while I jog my memory.
Great job, Nick!
These type of witnesses always seem to have a selective memory. You just have to peel back the layers of the clown makeup to find the truth. Well, you're back from your jog?
Well, it pretty much happened the way I said.
Pretty much?
When I looked out my window that night, the Ringmaster was already face down in the snow. The prosecution helped me fill in the gaps of my statement. fun, Karma. Tampering with the witness again.
Oh, so now you're saying that you did not see the defendant clunk the Ringmaster?
Yes. When I looked out my window, the Ringmaster had already checked out.
Checked out?
Yep, he was on permanent vacation, as they say.
Smack! Mr. Curls!
Your Honor?
You did not witness the actual crime, however, you still say you saw the criminal, correct?
Yes, exactly. The Ringmaster was slumped over, and I saw someone's silhouette next to him.
Very well then, please testify to the silhouette you saw. I expect the truth. And if I even catch a hint of a joke from you, I will put you in a holding cell until you learn court etiquette. Got it?
Got it.
Damn, Judge. Damn, Judge.
It was a bit far away, but that shadow could have only belonged to Max. And there's no doubting it, especially since I saw his uppity symbols. His silk hat, that black coat, they were all there. His face was silhouetted, but there's no doubt that it was him. The cloak was fluttering in the wind, so I couldn't really see what he was carrying.
It does seem as if the defendant was at the scene of the crime. It took the clown long enough to get his facts straight. But whatever, this should be finally good enough, yes? Well, it is decisive testimony. Was Max really at the crime scene that night? He said he wasn't there. We have to believe in that. All right, Mr. Wright, commence your cross-examination.
It was a bit far away, but that shadow could only have belonged to Max.
Don't you think that you're going a little overboard with how explicit you're being? That shadow belonged to Max is an awfully firm statement, don't you think?
Oh, what are you getting at?
I'm just saying that one of your fellow performers' life is on the line here. Are you truly 100% absolutely certain that it was Max?
I'm not the kind of person who would lie about something as serious as this. The silhouette I saw was Max. I'm convinced of that.
It doesn't seem like he's jumping to any conclusions this time. Well, let's go over this again, then. What makes you so sure that you saw Max that night?
Well, there's no doubting it, especially since I saw his uppity symbols.
Don't do it, Phoenix. Trilo said the same thing. But if it was just the symbols, then even I could have been wearing them. What if someone had just taken Max's symbols and worn them?
Well, I thought of that myself, but just looking at the shape of the face I saw, it must have been Max.
Are you sure of that?
Such a silly little boy. He threw this entire case headlong into a trap. His silk hat, that black cloak, they were all there.
You're sure that is what you saw that night?
Exactly what I said. Exactly what I saw. I've got eyes like a hawk.
Don't birds have terrible night vision?
That's not all I saw.
So, the silk hat, the black cloak, oh, but he's forgetting one of them uppity symbols. So I'm gonna throw this at him! Hooray! You say you saw all of Max's uppity symbols?
I suppose so. The silk hat and the cloak, right?
Mo, everyone knows that Maximilian Galactica
has 3 uppity symbols.
3 symbols?
Yay! Everyone get ready! All together now! Silk hat, cloak, white roses! What the?
Who cares if he knew that there were 3 or not? He saw what he saw, and he saw the symbols. He just forgot to mention one. Isn't that right, Mo?
Oh, do you like pie? I love pie! Silence, fool! You are to respond with the whole truth, no fractions. Schmack! Order! Order! Mo, you didn't see the roses, did you?
Well, to be honest,
there weren't any roses in the person I saw.
The crime scene was dark. It's obvious it was too dark to see that kind of detail.
Oh, hell no! But the witness said that he was able to see the silhouette of the criminal's face! Not to mention, the roses are white. There's no way he could have missed them. Then the roses must have fallen off when the defendant assaulted the victim. If that was the case, then the police would have found them near the crime scene. Schmack! Mr. Wright, are these white roses truly material to the facts of the case?
Clearly not. He's just toying with the court. I got her on the ropes now. These seemingly insignificant facts have never failed to lead me to the truth, yet
someone is toying with the court and it's not me.
Your Honor,
do you recall Trilo's testimony?
There's no way I can mistake someone wearing those ridiculous 3 symbols. How can you mistake someone with that crazy getup and his nose stuck up so high? How could you mistake someone wearing such a snobby 3-piece getup?
Trilo saw them all. Trilo saw all 3 of Max's symbols. However, this witness claims that there were no white roses on the person he saw. There is absolutely no doubt that this is a contradiction.
Smack! Oh my gosh, smack! Now, what am I supposed to think? One is supposed to disregard their pointless, but this...
Judge, forget the roses. Think about his other testimony. The witness has stated without a doubt that he saw Maximilian Galactica. Nothing else matters. Let's wrap this case up now. Your Honor, it may be trivial, but it does cast doubt on the prosecution's case.
Frankly, I have my doubts about this witness. It seems that unlike wine, the witness has not grown more mature with age.
I'm not mature.
Smack! No! I've come to a conclusion. I'm 99% certain that this witness saw the defendant. However, my remaining 1% of doubt is quite reasonable. Which means that for my peace of mind, I'm going to request a bit more testimony.
What?
If there are no contradictions in this next statement, I am prepared to issue a ruling.
A ruling? Nick, this is your last chance.
God damn! There's no doubt in my mind. There were no white roses that night. However, all of the other symbols were there. I'm equally sure of that. Especially the silk hat. There's no way I could forget seeing the decorations on it. He was wearing it the entire time that he was on the scene. Mr. Wright, you've got one last chance at this.
Just one chance?
I will not allow even the slightest hint of badgering against a witness. If you are going to prove me that there's a contradiction with Mr. Curl's statement, you better have at least a shred of evidence to back up your accusations.
I've only got a single shot at this. I've got to be careful. I understand, Your Honor. One chance is all I'll need. Let's go ahead and save again. Yeah, right? The mouth and the hat moves. I like that too. It always matches his expression. Let's ask him about the hat. Mo, be honest. Ow! You promised Mr. Phoenix, right? No more badgering. What? Are you really gonna... Oh, what the hell? Oh, no, I'm finished!
Excuse me, I'm the one handing out a pen. Ouch!
Witness, continue with the testimony. You're not gonna whip me too, are ya? Maybe after court, if you're into that kind of thing. But isn't it kind of pointless if you only whip me after court? I don't know how to feel about that. What the fuck? Oh god, I took the penalty! No! He was wearing... Okay, so he was wearing the fucking hat the entire scene of the crime. Oh, I'm gonna die. But if he was wearing it the whole time, we would not have found this on the crime scene.
Objection!
Don't hit me! Okay. That's the biggest oof I've ever seen. It's the biggest oof I have felt in years. This wouldn't happen to be the silk hat you saw that night, would it? Yep, that's it. That's the hat he was wearing that night. No question in your mind. Well, exactly how would one mistake a thing like that? I see. Is there some sort of problem, Mr. Wright? Miss Von Karma? Where exactly was this silk hat found? Must you always ask these questions? It was found at the crime scene. The crime scene? That means... Huh, the silk hat fell off at the crime scene. However, the witness clearly testified to the contrary. The witness stated that he was wearing it the entire time that he was on the scene. No, that's not true!
Smack, smack, smack! Order! 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 Mr. Curls!
Yes, Your Honor.
What is the meaning of all this? You are old enough to know better than to behave like this in court.
Hey, this is not right. That's so harsh.
What's not right here is your eyesight and your memory, amongst other things.
What? Well, why are you being mean to me? What did I do? Let me guess. You just didn't like my jokes or something, right? Well, you didn't have to go and insult my eyesight or my memory. They're both great. Seriously, why? Just because you're sitting above me, and no matter how old the game is, I'm be younger than you. Why?
Enough of this shouting out for Mr. Curse. Who do you think you are? I saw him. I swear I saw him. It was Max. Even if he didn't have his roses, he was still wearing his dumb silk hat. I'm telling the truth.
He's turned into a bratty little kid. Oh, it's pitiful, isn't it?
He left the scene wearing that dumb silk hat. He was there.
He left the scene? What's the matter, Nick? There's something I've been mulling over for a while now. Mo?
What do you want?
You just said that he left the scene. Exactly how did the murderer leave the scene of the crime?
What?
Well, he went, what do you mean? How did he leave the scene? You can't ask me that. Mr. Phoenix Wright is badgering the witness, Your Honor. Fuck you! This witness's testimony is so full of holes, Miss Von Karma's protest is useless. Oh yeah, shut you up. Well, you got a point. Let's hear what the witness has to say on this matter. Is that alright with you, little guy?
Don't talk to me like I'm a little baby!
Besides, what kind of stupid question is how did he leave the crime scene? The answer is obvious. He just turned around and walked away. That's what I expected you to say. You sure that's how it happened?
Say what?
I'm not sure exactly where you're going with this. Lawyers nowadays sure do love to harp on the smallest things. Oh my god, this is my last chance. If I fuck up, I'm gonna die. There were no tracks. There were no tracks. I'm going with this. Oh my god, please, please. Okay, good. Look at this picture. Please, look at this picture. Everyone, look at this picture. The problem is the footprints in the snow. Footprints? In this photo, we can clearly see the footprints of the victim. However, where are the criminal's footprints? They aren't there. Hi-yi-yi-yi! So, Mo, exactly how did the criminal escape the scene? Well, Your Honor, this witness has clearly proven that his testimony is completely unreliable. I move to strike all of his witness testimony from the court record. I agree. This clown's testimony is as rickety as the clown car he came to court in.
Wait just a second.
You guys can't just ignore everything I've said? Fine, I'll tell you the truth this time. You wait a second. I think you said more than enough for today. Oh, that didn't hurt. I'm sick of tired of listening to you anyways. I'll give you the real deal this time, I swear. I don't know why, but I get the feeling that things are gonna get worse before they get better. Schmack! Mr. Lawrence Carlos? Yes! The testimony you provided up until now has been false. It hasn't been false. I haven't lied. It's just what? It's just I was a bit confused on the bit about the criminal leaving the scene. Especially since Von Karma and her whip told me not to talk about what I really saw. Oh my god.
Order! Order! I will have order! Franziska Von Karma, how could you?
Your Honor, if you had heard the truth from this witness, you would have exactly the same opinion as I have. What opinion is that? It's not funny.
Schmack! Well, that's enough out of you. I'm gonna listen to what he has to say. Now then, let's hear the truth about what you say you saw, Mr. Curls.
Huh, you're not gonna believe this, but it's all true, I tell you. Try not to waste our time with your idiotic drivel. Now it's time for our next segment, Mo Knows. Everything that I've said up until now has been the truth. When I looked out the window, the Ringmaster was down and Max was standing above him. He wasn't wearing his white roses, but he was wearing the silk hat. And that's when he saw when I saw he This is the truth now. Get ready for it. He flew. He jumped up and flew through the air. He flew right off and disappeared into the darkness. That's why there were no footprints. Flying people don't leave footprints. Yep, the killer definitely did a Mary Poppins. I told you it wasn't funny. Do you believe me now? Oh my god. Well, how do you put this into words? Maximilian Galactica is a world-class magician, but to leave the scene of a crime by flying, there's no way that actually happened. You're right. Why is she right? You believe the other witnesses? Then why would you believe me? Especially since it's the best part of the story. To be honest, this is the first time I've heard of a flying criminal. What do you think about the witness testimony, Mr. Wright? Oh, what do I think? As long as you're not gonna slap me with another penalty, I'll tell you what I think. Well, this is all a dream, right? I think he's telling the truth. What he just said now was so strange, I don't think he would have made it up. Which means that he's telling the truth? That's what I think. Nick, wait! That means that Max actually used magic. Yikes, you're right. Ow! Only a foolish-looking fool could be fooled by such a foolish dream. Don't be ridiculous. Magic does not exist. Schmack! I suppose I will let you all in on my thinking regarding this matter. The criminal disappeared into the sky. I'd love to believe that, but I just can't wrap my head around how that could actually happen. You imbecile! If you disregard the need for proof, Mr. Von Karmer's case is sound. However, I've got the feeling that this case is in dire need of more investigation. Thus, I will conclude today's proceedings at this point. It's an undisputed fact that the criminal left no footprints at the crime scene. Tomorrow, I want us to find out the reason behind this mystery of mysteries. I believe that's enough for today. Court is adjourned. Get the fuck out of here. I'm tired of all of you. Calling Ghost. Hey, sweeties, what in the world is going on? That's what I want to know. They say the criminal flew off into the air and disappeared. Max, I can't believe I'm asking this, but you didn't fly that night, did you? I know you didn't mean to ask me such a fabulously stupid question. I can't fly whenever I please. It's not that easy. But it looks so effortless for you on stage. It's not that simple. I'm not actually flying on stage. I use invisible wires and have them hoist me up through the air. Wow. Oh, you just told me the secret to your magic. No, I broke the first rule, the cardinal rule, the only rule. I'm sorry, Max. We made you break a magician's creed to never reveal the secret of their tricks. Nick, what do we do now? Well, all we can do now is hope that we find the flying criminal in court tomorrow. Great idea. Let's do our best and catch the sucker. Oh my god. The fuck is happening? Oh my god. Do I want to keep going? Baby. Oh, it's been a long day. Because now we have to do investigation time. So I think, yeah, boss fight over indeed. At least I have all my life back. Jesus Christ. The big chunk, thick boy penalty. Good lord. Yeah, I'm gonna stop the stream here, only because I'm exhausted.
But I know I keep saying this. I am off tomorrow, and did all of the things that I had to do today. So I am planning on doing some Subnautica streaming tomorrow, and I'll do some Phoenix Wright. So we will do that all tomorrow. So thank you guys for joining me on Phoenix Wright. Think about it, come up with your theories, see what we can do to solve this crime next time. All right? Good night, Lost One. Good night, everyone that's watching. Buenas noches.